In case you didn't know, I graduated as a physical therapist a long time ago, and I once worked in several hospices. And I remember that one of the greatest regrets that elders had when I was asking the question was that they didn't follow their dreams. They worked too much. They didn't, they didn't put themselves first enough. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what to do in order to get out of your midlife crisis. Hi, High Achiever. I'm Fabienne Raphaël, business coach, and I'm here to help you monetize your knowledge so you can fire your boss. And today I want to tell you and express how so many people are in their midlife crisis and they don't know what to do with it. So first of all, let me express what the midlife crisis is. And I found this definition in the Oxford Dictionary, and it says, an emotional crisis of identity and self-confidence that can occur in early middle age. So most of the time people have that in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and all of a sudden I'm telling you about it because I could say that all my clients were hit by the midlife crisis, and them embracing the fact that their purpose is to help other people with their coaching actually shifted that midlife crisis to, a thriving person and a happy person and living their purpose and their life mission, okay? So it hits the fact that you're thinking about your past, you're thinking about your life, and you're wondering like, what did I do that was extremely exciting? And you don't necessarily have a lot of answers for that. Or you're thinking about, how you see things for the future, and it doesn't seem to be very clear, or you feel that it's still going to stay very boring, right? Maybe your kids are out of the house. They are totally responsible. They don't need your help so much. They're close to being adults, or they live in another country. And all of a sudden, you're back home with yourself, or you and your spouse or your partner, and you're wondering, how will I gear the rest of my life now, right? What do I want to leave as a legacy? What do I want to do with my life? All of your life, the priority has been put on other people. So it could be your work, it could be your kids, it could be your family, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousins. And what about yourself? What kind of energy have you put on yourself and on your growth and on your future, on your purpose, on your dreams and all of that? What about yourself? And most of the people suffering from that midlife crisis, well, they forgot about themselves. They focused on everybody else, everything else, instead of focusing on themselves first. And that's actually very sad. What I want to express with you is that, I have a ton of examples because all the clients that I've worked with have suffered from that and got out of it by starting their business and thrive with it. But I feel like I want to share like 3 of these stories with you of clients that were actually confronted with that midlife crisis and have decided to take a decision to become better at prioritizing their own needs, putting their dream as a reality, and actually changing other people's lives. So the first story that I have is someone that is still an essential worker. And I remember that at a time that we met, before starting to work together, she was really stuck into the perfectionist spiral. And this is one of the symptoms of a high achiever, like you listening, wanting everything to be perfect before you even start to do or try anything, okay? So she was stuck in that mode. She was stuck into, learning, reading, preparing, planning, and all of that stuff. But she was never doing like any step to go a bit forward and being able to be close to start her business, changing lives with her service. She was top-notch and expert at everything that she was doing. People were at work, people were complimenting her all the time, a true leader, but when it had to come with her starting her business, she had the foot on the brake pedal because she was such a perfectionist. And it hit her. At the beginning of her 40s. She felt like, wait a minute, like I've been having this dream for like 15 years. I haven't done anything with it. And this is where she sought out for guidance, and I helped her get started with her business. And in fact, she really thought that her family would not be supportive because she has 3 children and her husband and all that stuff. And she had a very uncomfortable conversation with her family, and she was glad that everyone was supporting her, and that especially the kids, if she was going for a business meeting and she was telling her kids, the kids understood why she was doing it and actually supported her and encouraged her to perform at that appointment with her clients. So basically, out of that shift, she became, of course, happier, more accomplished, less frustrated with life. And these are the things that will happen to you if you finally decide to do something about your dreams. You will be happier. People will not necessarily recognize it, be like, hey, you're more happy, or you've changed positively and stuff like that. So it will have an impact on so many other aspects of your life. So that's one story. Another story is about someone that used to work in a corporate job, 40 hours a week, very bored, graduated in something that has to do with architecture. And he was actually in a bad environment at work. And he always had this will of, coaching people, helping them release their self-beliefs and all that stuff. Progress in life, embrace their true potential, and being fully happy without any discomfort, physical and all that stuff. I remember that with him, it was also end of 30s that he had that hit. He admitted that he had that dream for so long and that he had just put it aside for some reason. And when we started doing the work together, I remember that with him, it was not very easy because showing up was a big deal. And that's the thing when you are starting your business, and that's the thing when you want to get rid of that midlife crisis, it's actually something that you will have to go through, okay? The fact that you have to put yourself out there. You will feel as if you're naked in front of people because you've never expressed yourself that way. But actually, this is the thing that's mostly liberating because you're showing the true you, and the people that you attract, they know, and they trust the true you. And that's very comforting and fulfilling, okay? And it gives you also more freedom to be able to help these people the best possible. So for him, the big struggle was to put himself out there and to express who he truly was. But with time, he was able to do it. And actually right now, what he does is he works with a ton of clients from all over the world, and he's able to actually do something that he loves. He loves to garden, and he lives in a place where he has that opportunity, and he's completely happy and fulfilled about it. So exit the midlife crisis. And that other example that I have is someone that used to work for a long time and that I tried to start her coaching business for a while, but it never really worked out. At a certain point, something happened with one of her children. She had to be more present and caring with that particular child. And she realized she had that extra purpose to be able to help other parents in the same situation. Plus, she had all the credentials and expertise to do so. It was just a matter of putting all the pieces together and really being able to put herself out there and just help people change their lives too, as she had changed hers. So she realized along the way why it was not succeeding before, because she was trying stuff and she would fail and then she would withdraw. And then a few years later, or a few months later, she would start something else and then it would not work and then she would withdraw. Because that time, I felt like when we started working together, she took that decision. She was like, there's no way I'm going back to what I used to do before, because this is not the way I want to live my life. This is not the legacy I want to leave to my children. This is not the example I want to show to my kids, to my grandkids, about how someone should live their lives. Okay, think about this for a moment, especially if you're thinking about starting a business right now. I remember that this is one of the things that drives me the most. The fact that my 2 boys can see me doing what I love, influencing other people's lives, feeling happy and fulfilled work from home, feeling free, all of that. As parents, if you are a parent, one of the best ways to educate your children is to lead and show by example. What they see is usually what they will try to reproduce. If they see you're happy, if they see you're doing what you love, if they see you embrace your true personality and you're not scared of sharing it with the world, if they see that you act out of integrity, you have a great impact on other people's, well, guess what? They will be actually more drawn into doing that also for themselves, for their own lives, right? So that person actually right now has more and more clients in her business and feels completely fulfilled. And she has no thought whatsoever about, trying to grab a job again out of the situation she was in before, because she realized that, yes, she was in that crisis and she needed to do something to change her life. So you can take that decision. Actually, you are in control of your life. You're the one deciding what you want to do with it. Do you want to be, do you want to still live unhappy? Do you want to still live with regrets? Do you still want to have like other people responsible of your, your salary, your schedule, when you can take vacations, whether or not it's okay for you to take a day off because your kid is sick and all that stuff? Or you want to get rid of that midlife crisis feeling, embrace who you are, express who you are, change lives, take your expertise, share it with the world, show your kids what you're made of, be happy, and have an amazing impact on so many other aspects of your life because you took that decision. Well, the ball's on your court and you know what to do with it. So I'm curious to hear, what is your dream? Are you stuck in your midlife crisis? What do you want to do about it? Are you going to start that business that's been in your head for years? Okay? I want to see that in comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.